What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over 3 of the best decks within the new meta, one of which I predicted by 1 card, which is this one at the bottom, the minor bait deck. The only difference was I had poison for Ghost, which I guess you could still put in poison if you really wanted to, but I do think Ghost adds a nice bit of pressure, and it gets a lot of chip damage, so I like it. And then the next would be the Giant, and then the Golem deck over here that's kind of modified from past versions, but has the poison in it. The Lightning version that I made with, the Lightning Golem version that I made with Prince in my previous video, actually, in the video about predicting the meta or whatever, it actually is good as well. You just take out, because I had triple spell, instead of having Lightning, Log, Zap, there's Baby Dragon instead of Zap. So I also predicted that deck. The Hog deck, you only use Princess, not Dark Goblin in that before. Of course, the 3-month deck is still good. And then what was the other prediction? The other deck that I made that I thought could be good. Don't remember off the top of my head. But let's just go ahead and start talking about this. So starting off, just a passive play with Ghost to the back, go with minions. Right here, I go for some chip damage. He played his Zappies near the same time, so they kind of get a decent amount of value, but not too bad. I'm not gonna go Prince here because Prince will get stopped up and take a lot of damage from those. I go Dark Goblin. He ends up logging it, so I'm instantly gonna go with all my loggable troops on the left side. I go with Skeleton Barrel, Prince, and Goblin Gang, and he does a really good job of defending. Honestly, he's able to do that. I zap, and I almost get the connection onto the hut. Unfortunately, I do not. I'm lucky here that the Dark Goblin ran out in front of the Ice Golem. Otherwise, I would have had to defend it and would have taken a small Elixir deficit, but instead we're even. So I know that he has Log, and I know that his Ice Golem is out of hand, so this is why I went with a Minor Bats push. And while the Bats only take out 1 Zappy, this Minor got off his full like 500 damage. So that's some really good chip, and I'm glad I went with that push. Like I said, the main reason being I know he has Log, he's already used it, and I saw Ice Golem out of rotation, Dark Goblin as well, so I knew that he'd have to go with Zappies, which isn't the ideal counter in that situation. So I got a little good push off here. This deck is pretty aggressive. At this point, I don't know what his win condition is. Of course, it ends up being Graveyard. This is a fairly difficult matchup for me. This is a pretty good Zap here. I got rid of most of the Goblins. He logs, but it's a little bit late, and he could have been more centered with it. But that Dark Goblin got some decent value. It was a lot of pressure. So, yeah, and he had to hold this Log until the Skeleton Barrel went down, because otherwise he was afraid he'd take too much Skeleton Barrel damage. So right here, you're going to leave the first hut alone, because you don't have poison or anything, but the second hut, always minor it and push into it, usually. And that'll get rid of it, of course. Of course, need to defend the right side. I've taken more damage on that. I mean, just because, like, Dark Goblin, I don't have an easy way to get rid of, unless I minor it. Log gets a lot of value versus my deck. Zappies can be difficult because I don't have a big spell. Same with Goblin Hut. So I mean, he has these are lots of like difficult cards for me to deal with, but I'm able to manage so far. I thought he would poison that. He decides not to, which is nice. I'm able to defend pretty well. Make sure just in this matchup, always be trying to use those bats for your value, because whatever little spell they don't have, like if he doesn't have Log and he has Zap, then I'm going to be taking more advantage of the Dark Goblin. But I want to take advantage of those bats because he doesn't have Zap in this matchup. That's why these type of decks with Huts and Zappies are oftentimes also very weak to Minion Horde, because they don't have anything besides poison to kill them. But yeah, I end up baiting at the Log here, which is nice, because Dark Goblin still was able to finish off most of the Zappies. And now I know that he doesn't have a counter to Goblin Gang, so I'm going to go with my Prince Goblin Gang on one side, and then I'm going to pressure the weaker side. He already used Ice Golem once again, so I'm using my Bats. He has to use Spirit Goblin to take that out, and he ends up poisoning it because he's so scared of the Bats plus that, and I actually get some damage still. So, I mean, it's just, with every push I'm going with, I'm also hovering cards on the right side because I don't want him to get a graveyard push in. I mean, now he can switch lanes if he needs to. But, yeah, I end up going with this, and he actually lets my Ghost go, so I end up taking a lot. Unfortunately, this Dark Goblin didn't shoot the tower like I wanted it to. But now I just need to defend both sides more frequently. Of course, the reason he has damage on the left side is because I gave it to him, because I was purposefully over defending the right side and letting that side take damage, because like I said, this matchup's pretty difficult, so I have to take what I can. And here, finally, I know that the miner plus the death damage will be enough to take the tower, and I do win that game. That graveyard deck is interesting as well, by him. And I may try it later. It actually looks kind of good. I don't know. Alright, next up, we're going to go the Giant deck. So Magic Archer, really nice in these types of decks because he can get so much chip damage and he can be like a threat in the middle for sure. But he's mostly offensive. I wouldn't use him too much on defense. So Mega Minion, just like a passive play. I would have liked to start Prince in the back here, but didn't have him in cycle. I'm going to use the Ice Spirit here to draw that Dark Prince away. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to freeze it, but I did kill all the bats. And that pretty much kills everything. Then I zap away the goblins. So really nice there. And it leaves me with this massive counter push. I went ahead and played down a Magic Archer in the middle to snipe away like any bats or goblin gang. And it does a pretty good, decent job. Then ends up getting a lot of chip damage. And the rest of this push dies off. But because I played that Magic Archer, he ends up getting at least like 1,000 damage by himself. So that was a nice Magic Archer. Lots of offensive value, and I'm still slightly up in Elixir. So Magic Archer there paying off. Definitely an offensive card. I'm going to let that Mega Minion go. He can decide to let it take tower, which I'm fine with. He ends up going Prince opposite side. I thought it was going to go on the Giant. I think he did too, but that was unfortunate. And then my Ice Spirit doesn't freeze. So that was a little bit sketchy by me. But what you'll see here is I don't kill the Prince, or I don't try to over defend and give the Prince off the tower. I take the damage. I let the Ghost counter push, and what you'll see is this Ghost actually gets a lot more value. So think about it this way: if you overcommit to stop that Prince after you've made this mistake, then you let the Ghost like die to the Prince. I'm not sure I could have retargeted if I wanted to, but this is just an example. Oh well, if I had played the Ghost before he connected and got him to hit and take the hit, he would have died, and I wouldn't have had a counter push, and as a result, he ends up playing this Dark Prince because he has to keep the Ghost from getting too much damage. The Ghost still gets decent damage, and I'm not down in Elixir because I didn't have to defend the Prince with another card. So sometimes it's better to take the damage and take the Elixir lead that you get from it than it is to try to rectify your mistake by overplaying. And now I'm gonna pressure left side while also trying to defend. This Prince was nice. If the Spirit Goblins hadn't been there, it would have actually pushed in the left lane, which is what I wanted. But yeah, it still ends up being enough, and I just defend, and then my Ghost and my Prince end up taking the tower on the left side as well, and I win 2-1. Alright, finally we're going to go with Poison. So some things to note is, of course, once I figure out his big spell, I need to use it to my advantage. Don't play too many units, because all my units die to lightning in this deck, basically. I think Lumberjack does. I'm not 100% on that, but if he lives, it's with very little HP. I know Mini Pekka lives. Yeah, I haven't seen lightning in action so long that it's hard to know. It doesn't matter though. So yeah, we know he doesn't have poison, so we like to get a lot of. Usually that means you can get a lot of value from Night Witch, but just the Baby Dragon and the Mega Minion and the Fast Cycle really keeps it from getting as much value as you would like. Mainly the Baby Dragon, but that's okay. Right here we didn't have pump, so we just poison his. He has tempo on the cycle. He ends up lightning. That's oh yeah, his lightning was under leveled, so that helps me. Usually lightning gets no pumps, but it did get one off. So as a result, I'm 1 Elixir ahead. Not crazy, but pretty decent, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna see the Golems here. Something important to note when you're in like Golem and Giant mirror matches is usually play your troops late. Play the first troop very late at 10 Elixir at the back, because you want your troops to be making contact on your side of the field. Because if I was a little bit smarter here, so what I should have done is I should have left the Night Witch alone to its devices, and I should have played Mega Minion on his Mega Minion to take it out, because his was farther up than mine, and it was more punishable. So the Lumberjack was bad because the Night Witch could have taken care of business by itself, and then the Lumberjack ends up dying for free to 2 air units, so that was a bad Lumberjack. I should have played Mega Minion up higher and left Night Witch alone. So as a result, I take more damage than I should have, but that could have been prevented by the troops I played. So right here, I'm gonna go Golem at the bridge because he pumped in double Elixir, and I mean, oftentimes in these mirror matches, and he lightning too early there. He should also in tank mirror matches try to get more value. Unless you get a ton of value out of using a spell, use troops, because troops will survive on your side and then counter push. They usually get a lot more value in defensive scenarios. in these beatdown matchups behind a tank than they do if you're to use a spell. And then right here, finally, I make a good Elixir conscious play. Well, I mean, and just a deck conscious play. I know that he has to go in with a Golem to take it, so what I do is instead of over defending, because it's hard to stop Golem pushes and keep them from getting any damage at all, I go offensive on the opposite side, and I take his tower, and I think I end up 2-crowning, but I could have 3-crowned if I had like 5 more seconds. So yeah, it was nice. And then finally, we're going to talk about Golem management for one more game up the top here. Same deck. It's a Golem mirror match. He has the Tornado version. Still pretty good, by the way. But I like this version better. We both pump up. I don't have poison, so I don't use it. He ends up using a Golem in the back. I don't want this bandit that I had already played at 10 Elixir to go to waste, so I'm gonna go Golem in front. This is okay. It's never okay if they play a Golem in the back. Don't play a Golem in the front, unless you already had played a unit like in this scenario. So in this situation, it's okay, but usually you don't want to, because what they do is they just like 3-crown you. Because if they're smart, they'll just play like one unit behind their tower, like a mega minion, to like put down the Golem, and then they just build a massive push on the other side, and you have no Elixir to defend. Because I mean, typically with big pushes, you want to build a push, but in this scenario, we're in a mirror match. He's already wasted 8 Elixir. I know that we're dead even, so when I'm playing this Golem, we're even, and I'm able to use the bandit that I had already played. So I would have been down 3 Elixir basically if I had not supported this bandit. And then from then on, it's not like this should win me the game, but he plays a prince in the back. I don't know if he had already played it, but that's bad, because my push is gonna get to your tower first. So you can't race me for 3 crowns, because I have like a 10-second advantage, and that's what he decides to do. He only plays 1 unit in defense. And since his tower was already almost dead, the Mega Minion I can quickly take out with my own Mega Minion. And I have a Lumberjack Rage, so even with his Tornado, I just zap to stop charges, and then I'm able to take him out. So yeah, that was more his fault than it was my good, I guess. But it was awesome, you could like capitalizing, so pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to play a game with each of the decks in a Grand Challenge. Starting off with the minor. Yeah, so 2 beatdown decks and a control deck here. Like a control pressure deck. Alright, let's get into it. Looking to start with the Ghost. Let's go and play Dark Goblin in the back. He's playing Lava Hound, it looks like. So in Lava Hound, I don't have a ton of air defense. What I have to do is I have to just pressure really hard. Alright, so this is a good opportunity because he just went in with the guards. That was kind of an overcommit by him. Oh, the Dark Goblin locks on. That's really good chip. And the Prince gets the charge off. Yeah, so it can be hard for him to defend. You just have to like go very aggressive and then try to let your Dark Goblin and Bats DPS the Lava Hound by itself. So like if he goes Lava Hound here, I don't know why he didn't go on the side that I've already gotten damage on, but I am okay with that. Ooh, this is really good that he over defended. If he would have tower, the smart move by him there would have been to tower trade more. Gonna go ahead and play down Bats. Can't play Balloon. Okay, that's fine. Sacrifice the barrel. I may have to go for 3 crown. I'm going to preemptively play the Royal Ghost here because he's going to play Lava Hound on the other side. And this gives me a lot more tempo to go in for a push if he plays Lava Hound. Yep. Play that all the way over there. His Zap is out of rotation. And he does not cycle quickly. We don't even need the Zap. Yep, that's how it's done. Alright, well, finish off. Yeah, perfect. So, in that matchup, the tower would not go down. The last bit was just sticking out. But yeah, like I said, I mean, you can't let him go offensive because you do not have air defenses. You have, but you do have really good things. So, like, I stacked Bats and Goblin Gang on top of each other. Typically, you don't want to do that, but I knew that he had just zapped on his last push, and his very next card was Lava Hound. How fast do you think he's gonna play 3 more cards when he just played Lava Hound? He's not. So you have to take advantage of that fact. So even if he played Tombstone there, it's not gonna stop me. So we're able to take that dub over Lava Hound. Even though you don't have air defense. So that's how you handle that matchup with that minor pressure deck. Alright. Oh, and so you can do either Ice Spit or Log in this deck. It's I'm kinda like, there's so much spell bait right now that I'm kinda liking the 3rd spell, but you can do either. The chair keeps on rolling. I'm assuming he'll have minor with it. What? I'm not gonna overcommit to that, to defending that. Oh, this is gonna be a really nice counter push. He went so aggressive there, that Log was useless and the cannon cart died without actually killing any units. I guess I'm up like 5 or 6 Elixir right now. So his tornado is basically wasted. All about Elixir management there. Sorry guys, I will do my best to get the video out on Elixir management soon. They're hard to edit. It takes a while. And that doesn't mean it's taking me a while to edit, because I've had enough time. I'm lazy with the editing. It's not like I'm not the best at it, so it takes even longer and I get frustrated. So doing my best to get it out as soon as possible. This guy has a weird deck, but we knew he was down because he overcommitted. Oh, dude, that chain is so nice. The poison actually goes where I want it to in that scenario. Woo! Look at him. He's shooting straight through. His arrow is true, baby. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm gonna let him die. I don't want to overcommit this early in the game. Okay, bro. You a little bit over aggressive. Oh, the new cannon card animation is so sexy. All right. Too bad it's not that great. It's not a bad card. It's just not like the best. In the past, it's had a couple decks where it's pretty good. That poison could have been higher. I'm always scared to play them on the bridge because I'm so used to it like just freaking out and like throwing it way high or something. Little does that cannon know that when he gets turned into a cannon, my giant gonna punch him. There we go. All right. I'm so funny, right, guys? Kappa. Alright. Interesting tornado. Bridge Warriors. But yeah, I mean, I basically went off a single punish. Elixir management is a big part of this game. I mean, he had a good tornado to activate King Tower, but it was just like he at the same time he activated King Tower, he also went really aggressive. His log was wasted, and his cannon cart basically net him no, like, so cards, like when they kill each other, it's basically like trading Elixir, right? So a cannon cart costs 5 Elixir, and his log costs 2 Elixir. So because that's 7 Elixir that was basically wasted. Not to mention the Skeleton Bear was also wasted because they all died without hardly doing any damage to my troops, and those troops were then used on a counter push. He was basically down 10 Elixir because he traded 3 for 3 on Ghost. That was fine, but then he used 3 cards offensively, and none of them did anything to my troops that I used it to defend. Usually they trade back and forth a little bit. Usually the defending person comes out slightly ahead. But since that didn't happen, I was basically up 10 Elixir, and I have these 2 counter pushing troops. Up in Elixir, not literally up in this much Elixir, but up in the fact that I had a Mega Minion, so like 7 Elixir counter pushing and a Magic Archer. So I was up 7 Elixir in the fact of cards counter pushing, and I used a Giant to benefit me with those cards. And then of course I took the tower and then killed a Magic Archer as well, so that's another 4 Elixir that he wasted. Alright, so next up we'll go into Golem. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ramble, but I do think that is good stuff to communicate. And I know a lot of you watch me because I'm a nerd. Alright. Starting off with Elixir Collector. You do want to play Elixir Collector at the beginning of the game, but I do like to wait. Okay, so I like to wait like a few seconds after the start of the game, because if they start with something, then start with something at the back, then that gives you an advantage, because then they have less to punish with. All right, and mute him. Start a Mega Minion in the back. Play early game really slow with Golem, of course. He leaked like 2 elixirs, so poison action not really gonna put me behind there. I want to cycle the to pump. That's why I'm going aggressive here, semi-aggressive, I guess. I don't know why. Yeah, Lumberjack was a better choice there than. I didn't. Okay. This will be good. I think I'll get pump off, and he won't have enough elixir to rock it. This is the only time you want to pump at low elixir. His win condition isn't in hand, and I'll probably get at least 1 pump off before he gets rocket, which means I get a small elixir lead. This is the only time you want to pump at low elixir, is when you know they have a punish that they're going to want to use as soon as they reach the same elixir cost as the pump, either lightning or rocket. So I was able to get 1 pump off there, which isn't usually possible versus rocket, of course. So I didn't want to play Golem before double elixir, but it's about to hit it, and I can block off the Night Witch, so it's basically as if I had played her at the back, or him at the back and then Night Witch, so it works out in that situation. And he has no rocket in hand, so it's okay for me to stack troops. Well, now it's in hand, but it wasn't in hand at first. That was a really nice rocket by him, honestly. Bats did a good job there, though. Night Witch is very nice, honestly. And she pairs really well with Lumberjack. That's why this combo, I think, is better now than the double Prince combo, since both Tornado and Dark Prince got nerfed. I went ahead and zapped there because I want to make sure the mini P.E.K.K.A didn't get a swing on the bandit. Alright, he's basically lost all his tempo with right there, so go ahead and just play the Golem up front. We only need like 1 smack. I'm gonna play the Night Witch back here because, yeah, I don't want Hog to slip through. I want to be able to kill it. I only need a single Golem explosion plus poison. Poison does 216. Alright, we got the dub. Yeah, but going Night Witch up higher would have been pointless because I didn't really need to kill the mini P.E.K.K.A. I just needed the Golem to get Golemites to the tower. I would have played her maybe a bit more aggressively otherwise, but I didn't need that. So I played her in a safer position so that she would be able to help kill Hog. Pretty solid wins though. I don't know why he's running this deck with Rocket. I like it better with Lightning, but it's still not as amazing. I think I had Clone though, and then we had that was a really nice, like a really well executed win over Lava Loon. That's a weird matchup that you have to play a very specific way. So I'm glad we got that in. But yeah, those decks like that have like really good pressure, and Lava Loon doesn't have amazing counters. The only way he would be able to win is if he got more value out of his minions, probably, because I don't have amazing minion counters. But I do have, I mean, usually Dark Goblin plus Spear Gobs and a Zap is what you have to use to kill those, so just be keen on that one. But those are some solid wins. Thank you guys for watching. I hope the replays and the matches helped you learn these 3 decks. They're really strong. All have like really high win rates in GCs. Of course, they're also good ladder decks if you have the levels for them, but obviously not super easy decks to use. Unless you have high levels, but here's a good ladder deck if you like ladder. I'm still using it. Diego, I think, is top 500 in the world with it right now. You can use Log or Zap, and you can use Night or Ice Golem. But yeah, Hog Cycle's still really good, and I'm gonna maybe make a video on it. I don't know yet. I'm just now pushing up for the first time this season, really. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, a subscribe, and a comment if you enjoyed this video and you want more like it, and I will see you guys next time.